Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about chapter 12 structured query language. In this video we are going to discuss about the other three components DCL, TCL and DQL. So last video we have discussed about the first two components DDL and DML. Now in this video we are going to discuss about the other three components DCL, data control language, TCL, transaction control language, and then DQL, data query language. So first we discuss about DCL, data control language. See, a data control language is a programming language used to control the access of data stored in the database. So we are going to control the access of data. So which data can be accessed in the database table. So what are all the data you can access, what are all the data you are not allowed to access. So that is what they are saying. So DCL, data control language, is a programming language used to control the access of data stored in the database. So we are giving some privileges, we are giving some authorization for some users. So some particular users are able to access all the data. Some users are not allowed to access all the data in the database table. So that is what they used to call it as authorization, giving permission to certain users. So they used to call it as controlling privileges. So whole controlling authority can be given. So who can control this, or who can access the data? Who has the control to access the data? So that is called authorization, right? So the privileges are required. The privileges are required for performing all the database operations such as creating sequence, view of table. See, accessing, control, who has the permission to access the database table in the sense, what is mean by access here? Access in the sense, creating the table in the database, right? After that, storing the data in the table and then viewing the table. If you want to view a particular data in the table, who has the rights, who has the permission to view the table, who has the permission to create the table. So some operations which are performed on the database, those operations are creating sequence, inserting sequence, deleting sequence. Those sequences are given as privileges, are given as rights to some users. So some users will not have such privileges, right? Some users will not have some privileges for creating the database table, for inserting the data, for deleting the data, right? So those things are not allowed. So here this is controlled by the data control language, DCL, right? So for that we can see the commands. There are two commands are there in DCL. That is SQL commands which comes under the DCL-R. First one is grant and the next one is revoke. So grant in the sense, grant is used to give permission to one or more users to perform some specific task. So grant command is used to give the permission to one or more users. So that particular command is used to give the permission to the user. You are able to access the data in the table. You are given access to delete the data in the table. You are given access to create the table in the database table. So like that, giving the permission for doing some operations in the database table. Whereas revoke in the sense, after giving the permission, if you want to revoke, if you want to withdraw the permission which is given to the user, you are going to withdraw the permission. Withdraw the permission means getting back the access permission given by the grant statement. So what are all the actions, what are all the operations which are allowed for the user, those operations will be revoked, will be withdrawn from the user, so that the user is not able to access the database table, so that the user is not able to insert the data, so that the user is not able to delete the data in the table, delete the column in the table. Like that, permissions are not granted, permissions are revoked, right? So whenever you want to give the permission, we use the command called grant. Grant command is used to give the permission to one or more user, whereas revoke is used to getting back the permission, right? Withdraw the permission for that particular user, right? Then we can see about the transaction control language, TCL. So transaction control language means it is used to manage the transaction in the database. Manage the transaction in the sense, what are all the changes which are made in the table, database table. What are all the changes that are made, right? For example, if you are saving some data, or else if you are deleting, after saving, if you are undoing that operation, right? Undo that particular operation. So like that, what are all the changes you are doing? So these are used to manage the changes made to the data in the table by the DML statements. So using the DML, we used to insert a new record. In using the DML, we used to delete some data, right? For example, you have, for example, a class teacher or a class teacher is created a mark sheet. After that, any other subject teacher is getting into that particular database and then doing the changes. For example, changes in physics mark or Tamil mark or chemistry mark, like that. Whatever the changes that are made by some other teachers. So if the next day the class teacher comes to the system and then he is opening the database, he used to view what are all the changes that are made in the database, right? Latest updations which are done by other subject teachers, right? So those things can be managed by the transaction control languages. For that we use 3 commands. So TCL commands, that is SQL commands that comes under transaction control language, are commit, rollback and then save point. Commit, rollback and then save point. What is mean by commit? So whenever we do some transaction, for example, we are inserting a new record in the database table. After inserting the new record, if you give commit command, after inserting the new record in the database table, if we give commit command, so the commit command is used to save the transaction in a permanent manner. So whatever the transaction you may have done, for example, inserting a new record or deleting the existing record, right, or truncating any one table. So truncate and delete is different. Delete is used to delete all the records, but space will be kept as it is. Truncate means it is used to delete all the records in the table. Space is also removed, right? So whenever you are doing some transactions, whenever you are doing some changes in the database table, the changes will be saved in a permanent manner. So for that we can use commit. Permanent manner. So those things will be saved in a permanent manner. Whereas rollback means restore the database to the last commit state. Like undo operation we do in Microsoft Word or some other application. Control plus Z, undo. So like that we can use rollback. So rollback is used to restore the database to the last commit state. So whatever the operation you have done at last, and then wherever you give commit statement, wherever you have given commit command, so it goes to that particular state, right? Restore the database to the last commit state. Rollback. What is mean by save point? Temporarily save a transaction so that you can roll back. For example, you are entering some data. You don't know whether the data is correct or not. So at that time we can use save point. Instead of using commit command, we can use save point. Why? So whenever I use save point, so the transaction will be stored, will be saved in a temporary manner, but it will not be stored in a permanent manner. Just it is stored in a temporary manner. After verification whether all the data is correct, these data are perfect, then what we can do? We can use the commit command. So whenever you want to save the transaction, whenever you want to save the changes in a temporary manner, we can use the save point command. Whenever we want to save the transaction in a permanent manner, we can use the commit command. Whenever you want to do the undo operation, that is restore the database to the last commit state, we can use the rollback. So these are the three commands: commit, rollback, and then save point. Right? These about TCL commands. Now we are going to discuss about the last data query language. So from the name itself we can understand it is used to query the data from the database, retrieve the data from the database. This particular language is used to retrieve the data from the database. So for that we are using one SQL command. One such SQL command is used in data query language is select. So what is the use of select command? Select command is used to display the records from the table. It is used to display the records from the table. So for that purpose we used to use the command called select. If I want to select a particular table, if I want to select a particular column, right? So we can use the select command and then we can specify the relation name, that is column name, and then we can view that particular data from the table. Right? Can you understand, students? So up to this we have discussed about the components of SQL, DDL, DML, DCL, TCL and DQL. So DDL commands are create, alter, drop, truncate. Right? Create, alter, drop, truncate. Whereas DML is insert, update and then delete. Insert, update and then delete. DCL means data control language, grant and revoke. TCL we have three commands: commit, rollback and then save point. Whereas DQL is select command. So commands are very, very important. So study each and every language as well as study each and every commands, what purpose it was used for. So I think you might have understood this. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.